Critical Thinking, presented by Brooke and Burns. Think. The extent of how we think is determined by the perception and process we break subjects, content, problems, and encounters down. With critical thinking, we work to reduce, eliminate bias, distortion, partial judgment, uniform decisions, and potential prejudice. The way we as individuals think affect our response, attitude, and action to any situation, subject, content, problem, and or encounter. It's very common for people to think based on what they know or have experienced. This process is not one that is instantly attainable or applied, but instead requires a systematic approach through application. One of the key aspects of being able to think critically is attained through being able to read critically. Reading critically. Andrea Lunsford stated that reading critically means asking questions about the meaning of text and how the meaning is presented, or about the author's purpose for creating text. In doing so, the reader does not accept the text as is, however, takes the time to analyze the content and conviction of the text. This process is done in 4 steps. The 4 steps to reading critically are preview, annotate, summarize, and analyze. Preview. Previewing the information before providing a response or interpretation is very important. This aspect of critical thinking allows a person to identify any potential area which may deter from the adequate retention of information. What do you know, not know, or have a personal opinion about? You Context. You want to ensure that you are receiving the information in its most original form and that the information is current. Do you remember the game Telephone? When the first person repeated the message, it was clear and concise, but by the time the message was at its end, it was jumbled and skewed. This is a perfect example of how important the receipt of information is. We want to ensure that the information we are applying to is current and up to date. Author. Are the credentials of the author validated? This is a very important aspect, as you do not want to make a decision or develop a thought based on information that is not supported from a reliable, educated source. Think about it. Would you take a medical diagnosis from a person who has no history or education in medicine? Subject. Are your personal opinions or beliefs on the subject going to sway your outlook on it? Being impartial on a subject lessens the chance of biased thinking. Genre. Understand the audience and demographic. If you are not familiar with a certain genre, this may affect in which the information that is being received. Design. Presentation is important. The commonly heard phrase, "don't judge a book by its cover," can easily be used in this instance. Become familiar visually with what you are working or trying to understand. Don't let the design sway your initial outlook, and make sure you are able to relate the design to the text. After previewing the information, make annotations about any key or questionable information. Annotation. Confusion. Make note of any unclear text. Key terms or ideas. Understanding the key terms, ideas, and concepts are very important as they are focal points on conveying the subject, issue, and topic at hand. References. Ensure that the information contained or relayed comes from a reliable source. Presentation. Does the presentation relate and help support the subject, issue, topic, and concept? Assumptions. What do you agree or what do you disagree with? Purpose. Is the layout and information supporting the text? Media. Make sure the media supports the text. After reading the text, one should be able to easily summarize the main points without the use of notes. Summary. It identifies the main ideas, the key points, and the essential evidence. Once the summary is complete, conduct an analysis about the text. Analysis. What do you want the reader to take away? Well, the main points. Can a reader understand and identify the main points of the text, either implied or explicit? What is your stance on the main points? Do your thoughts impact the main points? Evidence examples. Are points supported by adequate and valid evidence, or should there be more? Opposing viewpoints. Always identify any contradicting viewpoints. Sources. As stated earlier, using reference from a valid source is important. Validity. Any assumption made are supported by the text. Applying these 4 steps when approaching a subject or situation offers critical thinking and the ability to persuade an audience. Critical thinking allows the opportunity to look outside the box. Outside the box. Critical thinking requires a reader-writer to think outside the box. This type of thinking offers the explanation and deliverance of a subject, context, or dilemma from a multi-faced approach. Critical thinking offers a non-biased approach to particular subject, situation, or problem. This process offers individuals a self-guided thought, which is made through supported, valid information. The importance of critical thinking offers thought outside the everyday norms. It makes a reader-writer ask questions and think of instances in a broader range.